This is a message to my younger self. I'm sure you, and I know I have fantasized about knowing back then when I was younger what I know now. Can you just imagine all the money, the heartache, the stress that you could have saved yourself, all the things that you would have changed differently? You'd be so much further ahead right now if you just had someone like yourself that could have went back in time, slapped you a few times and said, listen to me and do this. This video is really, it's kind of based for, people in their 40s, maybe early 50s. If you're older, you might find this entertaining, and maybe you did these type of things yourself to get a little bit further ahead in life. I went to bed last night, and the weather forecast said it was going to be partly sunny today. And I woke up this morning, and sure enough, it was raining, and it's been raining on and off all day. And the point I guess I'm getting to is that at least, as you get older, you can't plan what's going to happen. There's just no such thing. And if you're younger, in your 40s, and you have a 5-year plan, my advice to you is keep it as loose as you possibly can. And the mistake that I made, well, if someone would have came to me when I was 51 and said, "Hey, Tim, you're going to lose your business when you're 56," I would have laughed at them and said, "Man, that's just not going to fit into my 5-year plan." And it didn't. When I lost my business, I was completely blindsided. And I wish I had some contingency plans. Back when I did a 5-year plan, I wish I would have had a plan A, plan B, plan C, and even a D. Because when I lost my business, I kind of thought I knew it was coming, but it happened a lot faster than I thought. Instead of taking my issues or problems at that time in hand, in stride, I freaked out. I was freaked out, and I was putting out fires. I did more just to try to keep us alive than actually make a plan to get us into a better position. So if I would have had a plan A, B, C, even D, I would have had a contingency plan, what will you do if you suddenly lose your business? B, what will you do for money? How quickly can you shut things down at that restaurant? And believe it or not, restaurants are almost as expensive to shut down as they are to open. I mean, you have the taxes, you have insurance, you have a tidal wave of bills that hit you from the backside, credit card fees, all your food bills. And I didn't have a lot of money saved up. And if I would have planned a little differently, I'd be in a better spot than I am right now. So just keep it loose is what I'm trying to tell you. What I do now, I do not have a 5-year plan. I'm to the age where I get up in the morning and I drink my cup of coffee. I scroll through my phone, look at the news, see if anything major's happened, and then I kind of plan out what I'm going to do for that day. Luckily, I didn't plan on doing anything outside yesterday for today, because I'd be very disappointed. It's wet, it's on and off, kind of a misty type of rain. So that's one thing. Just keep your plans loose and have a lot of backup plans. The other thing is knowing your limitations. And I'm going to be doing a full video on that. That's going to be our next video. You might want to subscribe so you can see that coming. I'm going to talk about, the things I wish I would have done differently, and how I do things now that will affect my health, and even, relationships with my family, my wife. There's a lot of things, so you definitely know your limitations. Another thing is live life simple. Talking to my 40-year-old self and you, just live as simple as you can. You're at the point of your life where you still have a heavy schedule. You might have children at home, and just don't accumulate a lot of unnecessary things. I made that mistake. I had a lot of things. Now I'm downsizing and I'm getting rid of those things. I'm selling those things. But if I would have saved more money and made my time count, I'd be so much further ahead. And I wouldn't be, worried if I'm going to have enough money to stay retired. I've been retired now for a little over 2 years. Everything's going well now. I've got a solid plan. You can watch the video when I lost my business. I did a full video on that. But now, when we go to the grocery store, with groceries being so expensive, we're a lot more frugal. I went out to eat a lot more when I was younger, and if you can just stay home, grill out, cook out, you save so much money by not going out to eat. And I used to hate that advice because I owned a restaurant and that affected me. Love and relationships. I've gone through the gamut of that, and I've found love. I've had heartbreak. I have a lot of regrets in the matters of the heart. And what I would tell myself when I was younger is, you will have heartache, and just know that things will get better. They really, really get better. When I thought, everything was over, when I lost my first marriage, I was heartbroken. I was empty. I didn't know what to do. And it's so funny because the love of my life was sitting right in front of me the whole time, and she was working with me for years. Now we're married, and everything worked out well. And that's really all I have to say is just know. And it's hard when you're in that situation. It's bad. It hurts. You're probably still going to make a lot of mistakes. I would probably, if I had to do it over, I wasn't that strong of a person. But just know that things will get better. Now, when it comes to money, I would tell myself, work as hard as you can and save as much money as you can and retire as early as you can, because you just don't know when life is going to change in a negative way. Maybe you don't have the years you think you're going to have. So just retire as early as you can if you financially can, or you have a good plan in place where you can do it a little earlier. And talking about health, there's a lot of things I'd like to tell myself. Now, when I was younger, I was a very healthy person. I used to run, lift weights. I was a lifeguard, dive instructor. I did a lot of things. I was very active. And then when I got a little older, my 30s, and a little later, I got married and I had children. And then I opened a restaurant. So those things will, you can kind of lose yourself a little bit. And I gained a lot of weight through the restaurant, stress eating, drank too much alcohol probably. It was it was not very conducive to being healthy like I should have. I was too tired and my body hurt too much to exercise. When I was raising the kids, I didn't have any time, or at least made the excuse that I didn't have any time. So take care of yourself younger and eat right. Try to do a little exercise. Most people think, oh, you got to go out and run 10 miles, lift weights for a couple hours. If you just go outside and walk, for 10, 20, 30 minutes a couple times a week, or garden, do a little yard work, that's good exercise. It really is. It'll get your heart rate up, and that's sometimes, that's all you need. Luckily, when I was forced to close my business, that was really a blessing in disguise as far as my health goes. I've lost 60 pounds so far. I do not drink anymore. My joints don't hurt, my hands don't hurt, my back. If you watch the video, knowing your limitations, there's a pretty good story how I jacked my back up really bad. It has never gotten better. So concluding this video, there's probably a lot more things I'd like to tell my younger self, but those are some of the main points. Just don't get stressed for no reason. There's you're going to put that behind you. Don't stress the little things, and just know that the big things you'll get past. It might not work out exactly the way you want to, but you will get past those things. So just try to keep your stress level down as much as you can. I know it's hard. It's easy to say, it's hard to do. Don't plan things far in advance. A lot of times it just won't work out, and with the world the way it is now, it's really it's impossible to even know what's going to happen next week, let alone 5 years from now. And I hope these tips or advice has given you a little help, and you listen to them and add things as you go. We all make mistakes, and if we can learn from them and adjust, we're going to live a better life. And that's what this channel is all about, living a better life after 50 in your golden years. And if I could give a little advice to the younger people, and save them some grief and money, that would make me very, very happy. So thank you for watching, and please watch our upcoming videos and live the best life you can. Thank you.